What you've seen is what those Navy pilots saw in 2004, and there have been some 300 sightings since then. And I've talked to those pilots, and they know they saw something, and their radars locked onto it. And then all of a sudden it was here on the surface, and then it's there. And they don't know what it is, and we don't know what it is.
Welcome back. This week we'll look at a compilation of astronauts and cosmonauts talking about UFOs. Some of them actually had experiences. That type of testimony rarely makes it to the general population. I feel this is one of the last chances we have to archive some of these clips. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the compilation.
3 feet per second contact now. That was a beautiful one.
Apollo astronaut Edgar Mitchell, who had grown up around Roswell, was an aerospace insider with deep Pentagon connections. He became convinced there were UFO secrets concealed from normal government channels.
Well, if the accounts are to be believed, yes, there have been ET visitation, there have been crashed craft, there have been material and bodies recovered, and there is some group of people somewhere that may or may not be associated with government at this point, but certainly were at one time, that have this knowledge.
Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
7 here, you want 98? Lots clear. 7, go ahead. I'll tell you at 10 o'clock high. This is Houston. Say again, 7? I'll tell you at 10 o'clock high.
Six years later, Cooper again encountered a UFO. This one definitely was not a weather balloon. While supervising flight testing in Edwards Air Force Base, his military camera crew actually filmed an unidentified saucer-shaped object landing near the site.
As they were sitting there filming, a little saucer came from, I say little saucer, it was a saucer, came flying over their heads, put down 3 little landing gear and landed right out on the dry lake bed. And they picked up their cameras and started over toward it, filming as they went. And when they got in fairly close to it, it lifted up, put the gear back in the wheel wells, tipped up, and took off at a great rate of speed. And so they came into my office and told me what had happened, and I sent them over to develop the film. And then had to go through all the proper regulations of reporting this. And we wound up having to send the film forward to Washington in the base jet airplane. And I don't know whether anyone's ever seen it since.
Now, the vehicle that you just described, how similar was it to the very first sighting that you had back in 1951?
Quite similar. It was basically the same planform vehicle. They were double saucer, lenticular. But if you're going to be going in and out of atmospheres like Earth or other places might have, you certainly need a little more aerodynamic type of vehicle. And the saucer has the capability of going through the air at tremendous rates of speed and handling the bow and trailing wave without making shock waves. So it can be very silent while traveling at big rates of speed through the atmosphere.
Cosmonaut Pavel Popovich was one of Russia's earliest cosmonauts. He joins the ranks of an increasing number of military personnel who have testified as to the validity of the UFO phenomena. Major General Popovich shared with us a sighting he had while flying home from Washington, D.C. with a delegation of scientists.
Но вот почему-то у меня возникло такое желание, я сидел возле иллюминатора, посмотреть в иллюминатор. Я посмотрел, и у меня, значит, глаза вот такие сразу стали. Смотрю рядом, практически где-то, километра, может быть, 1,5 от нас. и где-то, может быть, может быть, на 1000 метров выше летит объект. Причем правильной треугольной формы, равнобедренный треугольник, белый-белый, ярко-белый. Ну, я летчик-истребитель, я знаю многие типы летательных аппаратов, но это ни на что не похоже.
The pilots contacted ground control. Ground control did not detect anything on radar, even though the object could be seen by all occupants of the plane.
И он пошел параллельным курсом, но со скоростью, если мы шли где-то примерно там 950 или 1000 километров в час, то он пошел со скоростью примерно где-то 1500 минимум. Потому что он обогнал нас довольно быстро, ну, по истечению где-то, может быть, секунд 30-40, вот так. Он прошел и обогнал нас. И все. И ни академики, никто ничего, абсолютно никто ничего не мог сказать.
Looks like you got an object right in front of you, Mark. Can you look out there? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Never mind.
And about what he saw on a test pilot flight in 1952. Deke Slayton.
As I closed on this thing, well, it looked like a weather balloon, and that's what I presumed it was. And I had plenty of gas and time, so I decided I'd just come back around and make a pass on it. And I got around where I should have been coming back on this thing. All of a sudden, it didn't look like a balloon anymore. It looked like a saucer sitting on an edge, about a 45-degree angle. I didn't have any gun camera film on board, unfortunately, or I'd have shot some pictures of it. And about that time, I guess whatever it was, for whatever reason, just took off climbing at about a 45-degree angle and just accelerated and disappeared. And I obviously couldn't follow it with an old piston engine fighter. So I turned around and went home.
One of our pioneer astronauts was Brigadier General James McDivitt. In 1965, General McDivitt spent 4 days in outer space as command pilot of Gemini 4. General McDivitt, have you ever seen a UFO?
Yes. During my flight on Gemini 4 in 1965, I saw an object in space fairly close to our spacecraft that I could not identify. It looked to me like maybe the upper stage of another rocket. I tried to take some pictures of it, but unfortunately the pictures did not come out properly. We never were able to identify what it was, and all of our ground radar tracking data indicated that there shouldn't have been another object anywhere near us at the time.
There is abundant evidence that we are being contacted, that civilizations have been visiting us for a very long time, that their appearance is bizarre from any kind of traditional materialistic Western point of view.
We've had an object which is in the same place all the time but appears to be tumbling, and it just seems to be tagging along with us.
Roger, Pete. That thing you saw out the hatch at a roll of 35 degrees, we figure there's possibly a slaw panel.
That could be true, but gee whiz, when we turned around, I saw one of those slaw panels leaving the area at a high rate of speed.
Thanks for watching. By the way, I just opened a Patreon. These videos take a long time to make, so if you want to donate, just click the link in the description.